Who would believe it? Just a moment ago, my newly awakened fireball spell thought I was so useless, it ran away from home in the middle of the night to go hunt monsters. I was born the young master of a rich family, but after awakening as the most pathetic, bottom-tier mage, I was about to just give up and start living off my parents. However, I had just said one thing to this little flame. From now on, you can just cook for me. But it suddenly went berserk. It started screaming, you can be a deadbeat, but I'm not. I'm going to evolve into a world-destroying forbidden spell. And then this unfilial son of mine smashed right through the window, turning into a streak of red light and heading for the wilds. Just as I was standing there, stunned, my mom's voice called from downstairs, "Mower, dinner's ready." Facing a table full of delicacies, I had no appetite. Magic array formed by itself on the dinner table. I kept my head down, scrolling on my phone and searching for keywords. What to do when your skill becomes self-aware? My fireball spell ran away from home. Seeing this, my dad frowned. Mo, why are you so out of it during dinner? I'm just looking up info on changing classes, Dad. Stop looking. The stuff online is unreliable. Eat first, your health is what's important. My mom also added gently, Mo, don't put so much pressure on yourself. You can just coast through university. After you graduate, you can come back and manage the family's medicinal herb gardens. As long as you don't take up gambling, I have enough to support you for 10 lifetimes. Hearing what my mom said, a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. I worked myself to death in my past life. In this one, even my own skill has abandoned me out of disgust. So I might as well embrace being useless. With all this outrageous wealth, when else am I supposed to enjoy it? With a sincere expression, I said, Mom, Dad, don't you worry. Starting tomorrow, I will be the best trust fund baby I can be. I'll never make you worry again. Hearing this, my dad nearly spit out the soup he had just taken a sip of, and the smile on my mom's face slowly stiffened. Did that kid agree a little too readily? Meanwhile, I happily scarfed down the rest of my food and headed upstairs. As soon as I was gone, Dad rubbed his brow and sighed heavily. He has no killer instinct whatsoever. It's all your fault for spoiling him. Mom's eyebrows shot up as she retorted, Don't you dare blame me. Weren't you the one who was worried his little hands would hurt from sword practice? And switched his sword for a foam stick? Mom said, while Dad shook his head helplessly. He has no elemental affinity. Pouring more resources into him is just a waste. Let him be. As long as he's happy, that's all that matters. Back in my room, I flopped down hard onto my big, soft bed. Just then, my runaway fireball spell got surrounded by a pack of steppe wolves. However, instead of being scared, the little fireball was absolutely thrilled. You think a bunch of pathetic pups like you have what it takes to surround me? Instantly, dense fire elements gathered around it, and then it split into 15 separate fireballs. It unleashed a saturation barrage on the wolf pack. A moment later, a system window popped up in front of me. Killed 15 steppe gray wolves. Gained 75 experience points. Skill proficiency greatly increased. A bunch of weaklings thought they could stop me from evolving? I stared blankly at the window, feeling my entire view of the world shatter into a million pieces. Congratulations. Due to your skill's incredible aptitude, it has independently figured out and evolved the advanced skill, multiple exploding fireball. Less than half a day after my class change, my basic skill got tired of how slow I was at killing monsters. It evolved itself into an advanced skill. That's when a terrifying thought crossed my mind. At this rate, what if I learn Water Arrow in the future? Will it overachieve and turn into a tsunami? What if I learn an Earth-style spell, and it evolves into absolute defense? Wouldn't that make me a forbidden tier magic god of all elements? Fireball finds the monsters in the verdant plains too weak. Now heading to a higher level area, the gloomy forest. Message from Fireball. Go to sleep already. Stop freaking out and interfering with my work. Staring at that ridiculously arrogant message, I was totally relieved. Then, I just contentedly lay down and did nothing. Alright, you do the hard work. I'm going to sleep. In the dining room, my father's phone suddenly vibrated. Zhao Lei's name flashed on the screen. My father glanced at it and let out a cold sneer. That old geezer must be calling to show off again. He answered the phone. Zhao Lei's raspy, booming voice immediately blasted through the air. He loudly proclaimed, My son awakened as an S-rank flame mage. I hear your Lin Mo isn't very good. I can have my son carry your kid for a bit. After hearing all that, my father's expression didn't change at all. He just hung up on him. My mother, Su Wan, who was sitting nearby, overheard. Her face filled with worry, and she said softly, "The big exam is in 3 days. The Zhao family's son is sure to be the star of the show. If our mower goes, he's not going. Tomorrow, we'll tell mower to call in sick for the big exam. We have money, anyway. We can just pull a few strings and get him into some university to just get by. There's no need for him to go and suffer humiliation from the Zhao family. If Zhao Lei wants to use his son to compete, let him. Even if mower really is useless, he's still the most precious person in the world to me, Lin Tianhao." Early the next morning, I was woken by a strange stirring in my sea of consciousness. I immediately summoned my status panel with my mind. It showed, my level had risen to 3. I leveled up 3 times in one night. Even for the wealthy families who just throw resources at you, this is top-tier speed. My eyes moved down to the fireball skill section. It actually said, "Catching up on sleep," along with an arrogant message, "I'm exhausted. Get me some fire element food, quick, or I'm going on strike." This isn't a skill. It's more like I hired a demanding old man. My mom called me for breakfast from downstairs. I went down, humming a little tune. The table, I had just picked up a piece of bread when my mom suddenly stared at me for 2 seconds. Then she just raised her hand and cast an inspection spell on me. A second later, she gasped, "Mower, you're level 3. My dad shot up from his seat. You went up 2 levels in one night?" Seeing their reactions, I was already prepared. I put on a sincere expression, scratched my head, and said, I snuck out to grind some levels last night. I snuck out to grind last night, even though I'm just a basic mage. Slow bird has to start its journey early, right?" Hearing that, my dad clapped me hard on the shoulder. "That's my boy, that's the spirit." Then my dad immediately called over his personal guard, Yi Hongyu, and ordered him to take me out of the city to train. Safety first, I sighed to myself. Looks like I have to leave the city. If that old fireball geezer inside me wakes up, he'll raise hell if there are no monsters to kill. Anyway, he's the one grinding them. I'm just AFK, so it doesn't matter where I lie around. Thinking of that message in my skill bar, an idea struck me. I turned and asked my mom, "Mom, do you have any breakfast that's rich in fire elements? Like flame fruits or red flame beast meat?" Hearing this, my mom was instantly overjoyed. "Yes, as long as you're willing to eat it. I'll get you dragon liver from the heavens if I have to." 10 minutes later, after eating a red heart fruit, a warm current flowed through my body. Instantly, a roar echoed in my mind. "Yeah, let me out. I'm gonna burn all those monsters to a crisp." After eating my fill, I looked at my worried mom and my relieved dad and gave them a wave. "See you later, Mom and Dad. I want stir-fried red flame fire dragon for dinner tonight. Young master, please stay behind me. Just look for a chance to land the final blow." I completely ignored the pity in her eyes for a weak mage like me. Suddenly, a blur flashed through the woods as a shadow wolf lunged out. Yi Hongyu swept her long leg, heavily injuring it. "Young master, now." I casually waved my hand. A fireball shot out. Even though the shadow wolf was low on health, it instinctively used its blink skill and rolled to the side. But I just watched the fireball calmly. The one that was supposed to miss slammed on the brakes in midair and made a sharp U-turn. "You dare dodge me? Die." Seeing this, Yi Hongyu froze on the spot, her eyes wide with shock. This is second stage psychic guidance? With my hands in my pockets, I urged her on mysteriously. "What are you standing there for? Keep going." For the next half an hour, things got weird. I found a crooked tree to sit under and started playing a game on my phone. And Yi Hongyu, like a diligent porter, kept tossing low-health monsters over from every direction. While I was still playing my game, a venomous spider lunged at me. At the same time, a fireball shot out from my side, precisely destroying the poison projectile. Seeing this, Yi Hongyu was completely stunned. In her eyes, this must have been some kind of legendary multitasking skill. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow. The system interface popped up. "Congratulations, you've reached level 5. Yi Hongyu walked over, drenched in sweat. The look in her eyes had changed from pity to reverence. "Young master, reaching level 5 in 2 days. That's terrifyingly fast. It's mainly because you're so good at luring monsters, Miss Yi. Anyway, let's go. Time to go home for that stir-fried red flame fire dragon." As soon as it heard the word, eat, the voice in my head got even more excited than I was. Food, food. The black SUV pulled up smoothly in front of my villa. Just as I got out, 2 rows of maids bowed in unison and called out, "Welcome home, young master." However, I was already used to all this, so I walked straight into the main hall. Mom rushed over, pulling me close to inspect me from head to toe. Only after confirming I didn't have a single scratch on me did she nod, satisfied. "It looks like Hongyu did a good job protecting you. Come on, let's eat." On the 5-meter-long dining table, a rich wave of fire element washed over me. Instantly, the fireball spell in my mind began to roar wildly. "Fire dragon liver, that's fire dragon liver. Hurry up and get in my mouth. The weight is killing me." I ignored the frantic skill and calmly picked up a piece of fire dragon liver, placing it in my mouth. As the high-purity fire element went down, the frenzy in my sea of appetite finally calmed. The atmosphere at the table was pleasant. Mom took out a golden VIP card and handed it to Yi Hongyu, thanking her for protecting me. However, Yi Hongyu absolutely refused to accept it, hesitating for a long while with a complicated look on her face. Then, she finally took out her phone, played a video, and spoke in a tone that was respectful, yet trembling slightly. "Madam Commander, actually, the young master's fast leveling has very little to do with me. You'll understand once you see this." The video showed what happened during the day. It was a clip of me conjuring fireballs while playing a mobile game. Seeing this, my dad, Lin Tianhao, one of Zhanghai City's top fighters, found the hand holding his chopsticks was actually trembling slightly. This is secondary mental power channeling, and he's even multitasking. An ordinary mage has to concentrate for ages just to cast a fireball, and they have to keep their eyes on the target. But his son's level of fine control, I doubt even those geniuses with S-ranked talents could pull that off. I knew it. How could a son of mine, Lin Tianhao, possibly be useless? My son has the makings of a great emperor. Mom's eyes became even redder. She covered her mouth and gasped, "No elemental affinity. And able to handle projectiles from hard control skills. Mower, you actually hid this from us for so long." Facing my parents' intense gazes, I nearly choked on my soup. I had to pretend to have actually choked and just mumbled an excuse. I was just practicing casually. That promotion match to the king rank was too important. So I didn't have time to look up at the monsters. Hearing this, Dad got even more excited. "Practicing casually," he says. After speaking, Dad flicked his wrist and slapped a scroll that was emitting a dark purple aura onto the table. "This is a dungeon scroll for the ghostly castle on hard mode. Since you have such a talent for micro-control, you're going to clear this dungeon tonight. As for your teammates, I've already arranged them for you." 4 somewhat reserved young people were standing under the lavish crystal chandelier, clearly overwhelmed by the opulence of our family's home. Dad beckoned to me. "Come here, Mower. Let me introduce you." Dad pointed to an aloof-looking girl in the lead and said, "This is Sha Qingyue, a powerful water mage, and she'll be your team captain for this mission." Hearing this, Sha Qingyue stepped forward and shook my hand, polite but distant. Behind her were the shield warrior, Wang Meng, and the ranger, Zhang Kai. And the cleric, a girl named Lu Weiwei. Then Dad explained with a smile, "The fathers of these kids are all my old subordinates, so I know their backgrounds well. Their combat training is top-notch." After saying this, he clapped his hands. Instantly, Yi Hongyu came forward, holding a set of gear that glowed with an orange aura. The moment we walked into the hall, the 4 young people's eyes widened. Zhang Kai couldn't help but gulp. This is the legendary purple cloud set, the ultimate gear for mages under level 5. Amidst everyone's envious, jealous, and hateful stares, I spread my arms like a useless person and let Yi Hongyu dress me. I moved my arms, and the radiant magic robe dissolved into specks of starlight, instantly vanishing into my body. It's a pretty good fit. Thanks, Sister Yi. As the spatial rift tore open, our group of 5 stepped into the ghostly ancient castle, while Yi Hongyu stood guard at the dungeon entrance. The first thing we saw was a gloomy corridor with flickering ghost lights. As the team leader, Sha Qingyue quickly got into character, giving commands with confidence. "Wang Meng, you take the front. Zhang Kai, watch the shadows. Young Master Lin, you just stay in the middle and be protected." Clearly, in his eyes, This young master in godly gear was just a mascot who needed protecting. I didn't care about Sha Qingyu's arrangements for me. Instead, I took out a handful of fire attribute nuts from my pocket and started cracking them as I walked. Hearing his words, the fireball spell in my mind couldn't take it anymore. Let this bunch of newbies protect me? What a joke. Biggest joke ever. The team advanced slowly. Sha Qingyue suddenly shouted in a low voice. Stop, something's coming. Hearing this, everyone's nerves tensed up instantly. In the darkness ahead, two ghostly blue flames slowly appeared. Then, by the faint light, the group finally saw the monster's true form. It's a high agility monster. It's too fast. Ranged attacks will have a hard time hitting it. Wait for it to pounce and then. Before Sha Qingyue could finish, a fireball shot from my fingertip without any warning, whizzing past Zhang Kai's ear. Zhang Kai instinctively shouted, Young Master Lin, don't rush. You can't hit it from this far. What a waste of mana. And just as he said, the nether spirit cat dodged in a flash. Fireball missed. Seeing this, Zhang Kai sighed. See? It missed. However, in the next second, a scene that made everyone's skin crawl occurred. That fireball, which had clearly already flown past, slammed on the brakes mid-air. Dodge me? Dodge this. HMPH. The fireball defied the laws of physics, did a U-turn, and slammed right into the spirit cat. Before they could even react, another fireball whizzed past them, thanks to that purple cloud set. With a 60% cooldown reduction, the fireball spell that originally needed a 3-second cooldown now only required 1.2 seconds. Almost at the exact moment the first fireball exploded, the second one was already whistling through the air, followed closely by the third. The nether spirit cat tried its best to dodge, but it was all in vain. Two loud explosions rang out. When the flames dissipated, the level 5 elite monster had been blasted into bony fragments by the 3-hit combo. Sha Qingyue and the others stared wide-eyed at the pile of bone fragments, then they all turned their heads at the same time to look at me in the middle of the group. That level of microcontrol, even the top fire mage students in the Dragon Country's annual professional exam couldn't pull it off. I looked at everyone and nonchalantly took from my snack bag. He took out a bright red nut and tossed it into his mouth. Only then did everyone realize that I had been eating snacks on the side while pulling off such an insane maneuver. Then, Zhang Kai suddenly shuddered. The disdain in his eyes as he looked at me was completely gone. I told you so. Young Master Lin's aura just screams hidden expert. Those 3 fireballs just now. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It was simply a work of art. Just then, Lu Weiwei, who had been keeping a low profile, suddenly turned deathly pale and stared at that pile of bones from earlier. Everyone's heart skipped a beat, and they followed her gaze. There, where the elite-level nether spirit cat had appeared, dozens of pairs of eerie blue eyes lit up, packed densely together. Quick, get into formation. Wang Meng, hold the front. Zhang Kai, suppress the left flank. HMPH. His tactical command was once again cut off by that familiar whistling sound. An orange-red fireball, just like that, shot straight ahead, hurtling towards the dozens of nether spirit cats. Sha Qingyue couldn't help but gasp. Young Master Lin is being too hasty. But in the next second, the fireball trembled violently in midair and instantly split into 15 smaller ones, raining down like a fiery meteor shower. Boom, 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 boom. Violent explosions echoed through the old castle, the fiery light reflecting on everyone's faces. It wasn't over. Just 6 seconds later, a second wave of fiery rain descended. In less than half a minute, dozens of monsters were annihilated. Sha Qingyue stared blankly at the piles of shattered bones before her. In her original scenario, dozens of monsters of the same level would have required the entire team's coordination, carefully kiting them for at least 10 minutes. But now, it took less than half a minute, and the world fell silent. Once again, everyone's gaze fell in unison upon me, who was still eating snacks. I felt a little awkward under their stares. I was just eating snacks and watching the show. It was all Xiao Huo's doing. It has nothing to do with me. Rich boy. Sha Qingyue stared at me, her gaze complex. Rich boy. Young Master Lin, was that the multi-burst fireball? A high-level skill like that. How many skill books did you have to burn through to learn it? I scratched my head, feigning a look of confusion. Skill books? Never seen one of those. Isn't it just a matter of splitting it, and then making it explode? Is that supposed to be hard? The moment I said that, a voice exploded in my head. It's not hard for me, maybe. But that's something I comprehended through blood, sweat, and tears. You're stealing the fruits of my labor. Don't you have any conscience? Thought back, shut up. Or do you not want any more stir-fried crimson flame dragon? Just then, Zhang Kai, who was standing nearby, jumped up in excitement. 15 fireballs. An S-rank genius can split 5 at most. What S-rank affinity? In front of young Master Lin. It's all garbage. Alright, let's get a move on. The sooner we clear this dungeon, the sooner we can go home and sleep. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon on a rocky beach, Yi Hongyu raised her wrist to check the time, her brow furrowing slightly. Suddenly, a violent tremor erupted from the ground without any warning. The dungeon entrance, which had been glowing with a mysterious purple light, had now transformed into a dense, impenetrable darkness. Yi Hongyu's face paled. He snapped his head towards the spatial rift. This is an abyssal corruption. How is that possible? Seeing this, Yi Hongyu's hands trembled as she dialed my dad's number. Commander, there's been an incident. The dungeon is undergoing an abyssal corruption. What did you say? Hold on, I'm on my way. Deep inside the ancient castle, I noticed that the skull lanterns on the walls, the ones burning with an eerie blue flame, had changed from eerie blue to a dark purple. Sha Qingyue, who was leading the way, stopped dead in her tracks. This is an abyssal corruption. As soon as she said that, I saw the expressions on the others' faces freeze. Zhang Kai was so scared his knees gave out. He fumbled frantically for his recall scroll, but the scroll showed no reaction. The recall scroll isn't working. It's a real abyssal corruption. Then Zhang Kai looked at Sha Qingyue, and then back at me, and asked, Young Master Lin, what do we do now? But I paid him no mind. Staring down the dark path ahead, a strange voice echoed in my mind. Ha ha ha, now this is what you call a dungeon. This lord can feel the blood in his veins, boiling with excitement. Ding. With the fireball skill currently feeling extremely hyped, damage to abyss-type monsters increased by 200%. Alright, stop with the long faces. Since there's no way back, our only option is to move forward. Thanks to the cooldown reduction from the purple cloud set and the insane buff on my lesser fireball, we steamrolled our way through everything. By the time we reached the deepest part of the dungeon, I had reached level 6, and all my teammates were at level 5. We arrived before a massive black door, 10 meters high. Before anyone could even try to push it, the colossal door slowly swung open on its own, and a terrifying pressure instantly washed over us. In the center of the hall, upon a throne constructed from a pile of bones, I saw a terrifying figure sitting upright. The moment I saw it, the voice of the fireball skill echoed in my mind, bursting with excitement. Now that's a worthy opponent. Let this lord go and test his might. I didn't even have to lift a finger. An orange-red blur shot past everyone, heading straight for the skeleton knight on the throne. A deafening explosion instantly ripped through the vast hall. It hit. However, in the next second, I saw his smile freeze on his face. As the smoke and dust settled, and the flames died down, the skeleton knight was still sitting on its throne. Without having moved an inch, around its body, a shimmering purple shield flowed, without a single crack on it. Then, it rose, mounted a skeletal warhorse, and dug its heels into its side. Wreathed in purple flames, it charged towards the group. Seeing this, Wang Meng roared and activated a movable mountain, but he was sent flying, shield and all, by that 5-meter greatsword. Blood was gushing everywhere, but I wasn't too panicked. I just frowned slightly. Little fire, don't stop. Blast him back. Don't let him get close. You don't have to tell me. I'm not done with him. Flames soared in the hall, and the sound of explosions was endless. However, when the flames died down, that shimmering purple shield was still completely unscathed. My expression darkened as I watched this scene. Then, I felt a stir in my mind. Why? I can't break it. Current fireball spell status. In deep thought, under the continuous bombardment, the skeleton knight's attention was drawn entirely to me. Sha Qingyue suddenly rushed in front of me. She yelled at me, Young Master Lin, you have to run. I'll hold him off with my life. As soon as she finished speaking, a broad figure also stepped in front of me. Young Master Lin, I'll hold him off. You need to run. I looked at these two teammates, both ready to make a heroic sacrifice. I sighed helplessly and said, "Run? Where to? Why don't we just finish him and swagger out of here? If we can't break the shield in one go, we'll hit it 10 times, 100 times, until he's dead." Not far away, the skeleton knight slowly lowered its body, while its skeleton warhorse pawed restlessly at the ground. Meanwhile, in my mind, that little guy also sensed the decisive battle atmosphere. It couldn't form a stable shape at all. The fireball spell knew that to pierce that defense, it had to concentrate all the fire elements into a single point. Watching its clumsy attempts, I couldn't help but mock it in my mind. "Are you stupid? Just make it spin, that should do it. When the rotation speed reaches its peak, all the energy will be locked tightly in the center. And it won't dissipate." As soon as I said that, the little fireball in my mind suddenly went quiet. Rotation. A bolt of lightning seemed to flash through its non-existent brain. Ding! The fireball spell is now calculating a new elemental arrangement. Ha ha ha, a genius. I'm a goddamn genius. Congratulations. The fireball spell has independently calculated and evolved into an advanced skill. Explosive Flame Spiral Dragon Bullet. Possesses extreme single target damage. I was still a bit stunned that the little fireball had learned a new skill just like that. Well, since you've learned it, let's give it a try. Calmly and without hurry, I slowly raised my right hand, forming it into the shape of a gun and pointing it straight at the skeleton knight. Campus Bell Shah, watch carefully. A mage doesn't just need AoE. They also need a ruthless one-shot one-kill technique. Then, I fiercely pulled my finger back as if pulling a trigger. A stream of dark red, fiery light, a point of crimson light compressed to its absolute limit, shot out with a piercing sonic boom. The flames, rubbing against the air from the high-speed rotation, left a terrifying trail of fire that spread out like a dragon. The stream of dark red, fiery light instantly pierced through the skeleton knight's purple shield. As for the skeleton knight, it was sent flying for dozens of meters by the immense force of the explosion, and smashed hard into the bone throne behind it. Seeing this, Sha Qingyue and the others were instantly frozen on the spot. It shattered? While everyone was still stunned, I asked, "What are you all spacing out for? Kick him while he's down. Let's go." Hearing this, Zhang Kai hissed, "Listen to young Master Lin. Kick him while he's down." After saying that, he drew his longbow. A rain of arrows poured down. Wang Meng raised his shield and charged. Sha Qingyue waved her staff to cast a spell, while I just ate snacks and watched the show. Mini fireballs bombarded it automatically. The glow of fire instantly engulfed the boss. When its health dropped below 70%, a roar echoed from the ruins. The skeleton knight swept its sword horizontally, and the shockwave sent Wang Meng flying. Then, the purple shield reappeared. Damn, it's back again. I didn't waste any time with words. I just raised my hand and fired another one. Without any suspense, that dragon-shaped, dark red line of fire pierced through it again. The purple shield and its massive body were sent flying once more. Seeing this, Zhang Kai jumped up excitedly. "Young Master Lin, you're a beast. Young Master Lin is invincible. Young Master Lin is the best. Young Master Lin, I love you." The rest of the battle was a foregone conclusion. Every time the skeleton knight managed to struggle and bring up its shield, it was mercilessly shattered by me before it could even find its footing. After this happened 3 times, the skeleton knight's body collapsed with a crash, turning into a pile of dry bones emitting a black aura. Congratulations on successfully slaying the Abyss Skeleton Knight. You've gained 20,000 experience points. Congratulations, you have advanced to level 7. Lu Weiwei collapsed to the ground, staring at the pile of dry bones. Crying tears of joy, Zhang Kai was even more delirious. He grabbed Wang Meng and jumped around wildly. I finally cleared an Abyss dungeon. Even someone as cool and distant as Sha Qingyue had a smile on her lips. Seeing this, I smiled faintly and waved to the group. "Alright, let's go, everyone. Big Sis Yi is probably falling asleep waiting for us. Let's get out of here." Outside, the rocky beach was as dark as ink. Hundreds of fully armed city guards had formed a cordon, their guns aimed squarely at the vortex leaking black mist. My dad, Lin Tianhao, landed with a thunderous crash. Beside him, my mom, Su Wan, was pale as a ghost. Yi Hongyu, who was in charge of keeping watch, reported with a trembling voice, "The young master has been inside for 45 minutes. 10 minutes ago, the dungeon suddenly abyssalized. Hearing this, my mom swayed and nearly collapsed. Just then, a few military jeeps pulled up arrogantly. Zhao Lei got out, leading Zhao Yu. He feigned a pained expression. "Old Lin, you were so foolish. Letting Lin Mo take a ragtag team like that to their deaths. Their chances of survival are basically negative." My dad whipped his head around, a murderous glint in his eyes. "Zhao Lei, are you here to gloat?" Seeing this, Zhao Lei feigned magnanimity and stepped back. All right, I won't argue with you." Then, Zhao Yu stepped forward at the opportune moment. He held his head high with confidence. "Uncle Lin, Auntie Sue, my condolences. When the dungeon reopens, I'll be the first to charge in and slay the boss. I'll give Brother Mo's spirit in the afterlife some peace." Hearing this, my mom's head snapped up. "Who said my mower is dead? If the dungeon hasn't reopened, it isn't over. Our mower must still be fighting in there, right?" Dad, Lin Tianhao, looked at his wife's pleading eyes, trying to endure the pain in his heart. "That's right, my son, Lin Tianhao's son, would never die so easily." Seeing this, Zhao Lei sneered and shook his head. "If Lin Mo actually manages to clear it, I'll eat all 4 tires of this SUV right here in front of everyone." Just then, the dungeon's vortex suddenly froze. At the sight of this, Mom and Dad's hearts leapt into their throats. There are only 2 outcomes when a dungeon reopens. Either everyone is wiped out, or the dungeon is cleared. Zhao Lei pushed up his glasses, signaling for his son to get ready to enter. Zhao Yu cracked his knuckles. Just as he was about to show off, he saw everyone above suddenly look up. The record that had stood for 18 years instantly vanished, and a new one popped up. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 22 seconds. Dungeon cleared by Team Captain, Lin Mo. Before anyone could snap out of it, the dungeon entrance flashed wildly with light. I walked out with a few others. The moment I stepped out of the dungeon, I saw hundreds of soldiers standing by in formation. What a grand welcome. Then my eyes scanned the crowd, and I immediately spotted Zhao Yu's priceless expression. I immediately gave him a smirk and a wave. Well, young Master Zhao, still awake? Enjoying the breeze out here? How very sophisticated of you." When Zhao Yu heard this, his face turned bright red with anger, and he was speechless for a good while. Before I could tease him any further, my mom, Su Wan, rushed over and threw her arms around me. "Mower, you scared me to death. An abyss-level dungeon. If anything had happened to you, it's too tight. Mom, let go. The monsters didn't kill me, but I'm about to be smothered by your affection." Hearing that, Mom flusteredly let go and hastily wiped away her tears. She looked me up and down anxiously. "I'm sorry, honey, Mom just got too emotional. Quick, let me see if you're hurt." Just then, Dad strode over. His large hand rested on my shoulder, trembling slightly. "Good boy, as long as you're alive, that's all that matters." After Dad said this, he turned to look at Sha Qingyue and the others, who showed no signs of serious injury, and blurted out, "What's going on here?" Upon hearing this, Sha Qingyue took a step forward and gave my dad a deep bow. "Uncle Lin, we only made it out alive this time thanks to Lin Mo. If young Master Lin hadn't shattered the boss's shield all by himself, we would have all died in there." As she said this, Sha Qingyue took a bank card from her pocket and presented it to my dad with both hands. "Uncle Lin, we can't accept this payment. Not only were we no help this time, but we also benefited from young Master Lin's experience and glory. Please, you must take it back." Zhang Kai and Wang Meng also nodded in agreement. Although Dad found it hard to believe, he suppressed his sheer joy and pushed the card back with a booming laugh. "Keep it. I, Lin Tianhao, never take back money I've given out." Not far away, Zhao Lei and Zhao Yu stared at our retreating figures, completely unscathed. Their faces were grim. That old fool Lin Tianhao must have spent a fortune, and gave Lin Mo some kind of trump card. Then he narrowed his eyes, as if he was plotting something, before driving off with Zhao Yu. Dad watched the vehicle drive off and let out a cold snort. Then, he turned to look at me. "Since you have the talent and the drive, we can't let it go to waste. I've decided to mobilize the 3rd Battalion of the City Defense Force to lock down this leveling area. They'll wear down the monsters for you, and you just have to finish them off. We're not going home tonight. We're going to grind all night long. Before the big exam, we have to crush that Zhao Yu." Before I could even say anything, Mom slapped Dad's hand away. Glaring at him, she yelled, "Lin Tianhao, are you out of your mind? Mower just barely escaped the Abyss dungeon alive. His spiritual energy is completely drained, and you still want him to grind all night? Are you trying to work our son to death? Huh? What's more important, leveling up or his health? No, absolutely not. Mower is going home to sleep right now. Seeing Mom stick up for me, I was nodding furiously in my head. But before I could even celebrate, the fireball spell in my sea of consciousness started acting up. Sleep? What's that for? Only the weak need to sleep. Let's keep going. This master is destined to become the fireball of Jinzhou. And while I was contemplating this, I saw Dad chuckle slyly and say gently to Mom, "Honey, don't rush to judgment, let me finish. I'm worried about our son too. That's why I'm planning to bring our big bed from home here. The Special Forces Battalion will be in charge of luring and weakening the monsters and bringing them right to him. All Mower has to do is lie in bed and lift a finger." Hearing this idea, Mom was stunned. This. How can this be proper? At that moment, I knew. I had to state my position. Since there was no escaping it, I might as well enjoy it. I took a step forward, my eyes filled with determination. Mom, Dad is absolutely right. I also really want to go home and sleep. And while I may not have any grand ambitions, I absolutely cannot bring shame upon you and Dad. It's just one night without sleep. For the big exam, I'll give it everything I've got. The moment those words left my mouth, combined with my resolute expression, Mom was instantly taken aback. She looked at me, and her eyes immediately welled up. Then, she pulled out a skill book glowing with an earthy brown light and thrust it into my hands. "Since you're so determined, Mom won't stand in your way anymore. This is a basic Earth-type skill I prepared just for you. It's called Earth Adaptability. You have to protect yourself well from now on." Earth. Hearing that, I took the skill book. I just hope when I learn this Earth connection skill, it turns out to be a more stable one. Please don't be another cranky little bro. Half an hour later, a large, soft, custom-made bed I knew all too well appeared right before my eyes. And all around the bed, dozens of fully armed, imposing Special Forces soldiers stood guard, ready for anything. I walked over in a few strides and, without any ceremony, plopped myself down on the soft mattress. As soon as I was seated, 3 burly men immediately stepped forward and gave me a sharp military salute in unison. Yi Hongyu stepped forward and began the introductions. "Young master, this is Ahu, an Earth Berserker. And this is Niu, a Ranger, model. This is Shitu, an Earth Mage. They'll be leading the team tonight. We'll cripple the monsters and bring them right to you," Ahu assured me, patting his chest. "Don't worry, young master. I can guarantee it. Any monster we bring over will have no more than 5% of its health left. You just need to lift a finger to finish them off." Hearing this considerate service, I nodded in satisfaction. "Thanks for your hard work, everyone. Then let's begin." With a command from Ahu, the Special Forces soldiers around us instantly became shadows, scattering into the darkness of the night. Then, I leaned over and slipped right into the soft, warm silk comforter. A short while later, Ahu came rushing back, dragging an iron-armored rhino. He was about to call for the young master to take the monster, but then he saw that I was already tucked into bed. He froze on the spot. Just then, Shitu, who had gone to lure monsters from the other side, also ran back, carrying a half-dead porcupine. When he saw this, Shitu stopped in his tracks, dumbfounded. "The young master is asleep?" Ahu nodded, a bit lost. "Looks like it." Shitu glanced at the porcupine in his hands and hesitated. "So, should we still throw the monster over?" "But the young master is asleep. What if something happens?" Ahu frowned, thinking for a couple of seconds, then gritted his teeth. "Captain Yi said we're power leveling all night. He never said to stop just because the young master is asleep. It's fine. We've already beaten the monster until it only has a sliver of health left. If the young master doesn't react, we'll land the finishing blow. There's no way he'll get hurt, not even a single hair on his head." Shitu nodded too. "All right, let's give it a try then." Ahu flexed his arms and took the heavy iron-armored rhino and gently tossed it toward the empty space at the edge of the large bed. Suddenly, a fireball materialized out of thin air, and with a piercing whistle, it instantly shot through the iron-armored rhino. Seeing this, Ahu and Shitu were instantly petrified on the spot. He's really asleep?" Shitu couldn't believe it. "Young master?" Ahu called out tentatively, not too loudly. On the large bed, I didn't react at all. "Young master, Hu raised his voice slightly. My brow just furrowed slightly, then I hugged my pillow and rolled over. I continued to snooze away. Seeing this, Hu and Shitu looked at each other. Then, Hu took a deep breath. His eyes filled with shock. He's really asleep. Even the way he rolled over was so natural. This has to be deep sleep. This is incredible. Truly incredible. The next day, I woke up and groggily sat up. I casually opened my stats panel. Whoa, I'm really level 10. Before I could even tease Little Fire, Yi Hongyu walked over with Hu and Shitu. Good morning, young master. I slept like a log last night. I hope I didn't cause you guys any trouble. Hearing that, Hu chuckled sheepishly. No trouble at all. Young master, that was deep meditation. You can kill monsters with perfect accuracy even in your sleep. It's amazing. Hearing this, I could only let out a dry laugh and didn't comment further. At this moment, Stone, who was standing to the side, suddenly asked with curiosity, Young master, since you're already level 10, shouldn't you be able to learn a second basic skill? His reminder made me remember the Earth Escape art book Mom gave me. After taking out the skill book, I silently chanted, use. The book immediately turned into a golden light and entered the space between my eyebrows. Ding, you have learned the basic skill, Earth Art. I didn't really care about the skill's effects. What I cared about was whether Earth Art could talk. With a bit of anticipation, I tentatively called out in my mind, Little Earth, are you there? However, there was no reply. Could it be that only Little Fireball is special? Seeing me in a daze, Stone couldn't help but ask, Young master. So, how does it feel? Why don't you try casting the Earth Art right here? I'll take a look for you. I nodded, then gathered the mana inside my body. As I used the skill, the air around me trembled slightly. A faint, yellowish-brown halo of light appeared around me, then condensed into a translucent earth element shield. It floated in front of me. Looking at this thing, I felt a bit nervous. It looked as if it would fall apart with just a gust of wind. Stone, however, was very responsible. He took 2 steps forward and reached out to tap the thin, brittle-looking shield. He pondered for a moment, then said, Young master, for a first-time casting, just managing to form it already puts you ahead of 90% of newbies. However, Stone's tone changed as he began to instruct me. The structure here is still a bit too loose, young master. Try to calm your mind and feel the earth beneath your feet. Imagine that you're pulling the rock and soil from under you, continuously compressing and packing it into this shield. I nodded and closed my eyes, following Stone's guidance. Cleared my mind of all distractions. Although I don't have any so-called elemental affinity, under the guidance of Stone's spiritual energy, I felt as if I could truly sense a faint pulse from the earth. As I poured my spiritual energy into it, the shield's color visibly deepened. Seeing this, Stone's eyes lit up, and he couldn't help but clap in approval. Yes, just like that. Young master, remember this feeling. With the shield's current thickness, blocking a basic fireball spell of the same level will be more than enough. Young master, let's test its actual defensive power. I'll use the most basic fireball spell to attack it and see. Hearing this, I nodded. I motioned for Stone to begin. Then, Yi Hongyu and Hu took a few steps back. Giving me space, Stone also retreated to about 10 meters away. In the palm of his hand, an orange-red flame instantly ignited. The moment this flame appeared, something unexpected happened. The Earth Art icon in my consciousness, which had been playing dead and showing no reaction, suddenly trembled violently. Ding! Earth Art, sensing a dangerous aura. Oh no, there's danger. Don't you come over here. Listening to the blood-curdling scream in my head, I was completely stunned. Well, I'll be. So you can talk. I called you for ages just now with no response, and now you're screaming louder than anyone. But danger? What danger? I subconsciously glanced at Shitu, 10 meters away, and saw him holding a fist-sized fireball in his hand. Then I looked at the earth shield in front of me and felt utterly speechless. However, the earth shield spell in my skill bar not only didn't calm down, it actually started flashing frantically. This is terrifying. Master, he's going to burn you to ashes. Ding! The earth shield spell is starting to panic due to excessive fear. Its thoughts are running wild. It believes that a thin shield is completely incapable of blocking such a terrifying attack. It needs more comprehensive protection. The earth shield spell is desperately drawing earth elements from deep within the ground. Congratulations, because your skill is extremely afraid of dying, it has deduced on its own and evolved into the advanced skill, Earthen Wall. Before I could even process what happened, Shitu, standing in the distance, asked, "Young master, are you ready? Please don't be nervous, I'll hold back." I stared at the new skill icon, then glanced at the mini fireball in Shitu's hand and replied with a strange expression. "I'm ready. What I'm worried about now isn't whether I'll get hurt, but whether you all will be scared by me. Alright, young master, watch closely." With that, Shitu flicked his wrist, and the orange-red fireball slowly flew over. At the same time, the earth shield spell in my mind let out a desperate scream. "Ah, it's coming. Help me, I'm going to die. I'm gonna die. This is a killing blow. I just learned a new skill. I don't know if it can block it, but I have to try." In an instant, the ground trembled violently. The next second, the ground in front of me erupted as a massive amount of dirt and rock spewed forth, forming a giant stone wall, 5 meters high and 2 meters thick, in the blink of an eye. The mini fireball hit the wall and was extinguished without even leaving a mark. After the fireball completely vanished, a dead silence fell over the area. Ahu and Yi Hongyu were dumbfounded, and Shitu was so shocked his jaw nearly hit the floor. Meanwhile, the earth shield spell in my sea of consciousness looked relieved. That was close. That was really close. Then, it proudly started seeking praise. Master, how was my reaction? Didn't that make you feel super safe? If it weren't for me, you would have definitely kicked the bucket just now and turned into a pile of charcoal." I touched the cold, thick stone wall, feeling speechless inside. "Bro, I feel safe, alright, but can we keep a little dignity? Making such a scene over a tiny fireball is really embarrassing." Just then, Shitu's voice came from behind the wall. Young master, are you alright?" I dusted myself off, walked out from behind the earthen wall, and replied calmly, "I'm fine. Brother Shitu, your control of that fireball spell was pretty good. It didn't hurt me at all." Afterward, Ahu reached out a hand to the rough, heavy earthen wall and touched it. "Good heavens, Shitu, tell me the truth. How long did it take you to learn this skill?" Hearing this, I noticed a bitter smile appeared on Shitu's face. He seemed a little embarrassed. He mumbled, his voice as quiet as a mosquito's buzzing. Five days. Plus, I had help from a yellow skill book." Hearing this answer, Ahu and Yi Hongyu didn't show the slightest hint of mockery. They both knew very well that stone has an S-rank affinity for the earth element. Mastering a beginner-level skill in 5 days was already a terrifyingly fast speed. Stone wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and quickly changed the subject, pointing toward the giant wall. He advised in a serious and thoughtful tone, "However, young master, while a defense skill of this level is tough, the drain on your spiritual energy is also immense. When facing ordinary attacks, using the basic earth escape technique is actually more than enough. No need to use a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Don't you agree?" Just then, Yi Hongyu's pocket started vibrating. Her brow furrowed instantly. "What is it, Captain Yi?" Wiping the silly grin off his face, Stone also leaned in. "News just came in. A large number of wild monsters are gathering at Sunset Canyon. That's a sign of a monster tide." "A monster tide? What's that?" Seeing my confused expression, Stone quickly explained, "Young master, it's basically a spatial anomaly. It sucks in all the wild monsters from hundreds of kilometers around. The closer you get to the center, the crazier the monsters get, and in the end, a big boss will even spawn." Hearing this, I nodded thoughtfully. After Yi Hongyu put her phone away, she looked at everyone seriously. "The commander orders us to the Sunset Canyon blockade zone immediately." After saying this, she then asked for my opinion. "Young master, what are your thoughts?" Before I could even speak, the earth escape technique in my sea of consciousness was the first to start trembling. "A monster tide? The name alone sounds terrifying. Master, it's too dangerous. Let's not go, okay?" Hearing this, the fireball technique immediately exploded. "Shut up, you useless coward. All you know is how to hide. Don't listen to this damn turtle shell. We have to go. This master wants to have a good burn. I'm going to turn that place into a sea of flames." Seeing these two bickering endlessly, I just felt a headache coming on. Then, I scoffed internally. "Alright, both of you, shut up." Afterwards, I looked at the elite team beside me. With a lineup like this, what could possibly go wrong? We'll follow Sister Yi's lead. 2 hours later, the convoy drove into Sunset Canyon. I saw that the sky was a dark crimson, and there were police cordons everywhere. Just as I got out of the car, I heard someone call my name. Sha Qingyue was jogging over. Young Master Lin. Are you also here for the defense mission? Yeah, I guess you could say that. What are you doing here? Hearing my question, Sha Qingyue gave a wry smile. We were originally training in this canyon. But then we ran into this monster tide warning and got kicked out. As she spoke, Sha Qingyue leaned in and said in a low voice. Young Master Lin, the Zhao family approached me last night. Zhao Yu wants to be the top scorer. They offered me 3 million to throw the big exam tomorrow. Hearing this, I raised an eyebrow. And you agreed? I refused. I can't stand the look on Zhao Yu's face. I'd much rather be on your side. Seeing his serious expression, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Are you stupid? Why wouldn't you take free money? Do you really think you can take the top spot? My words made Sha Qingyu's face turn bright red. Fine, I'll take the money and I'll take the test. In any case, as long as I don't go easy on them. The top spot will have nothing to do with you all. After hearing this, the last bit of hesitation in his heart vanished. I understand, young Master Lin. Then he bowed to me. He turned and left, after seeing him walk off into the distance. An adjutant quickly walked over. He first saluted Yi Hongyu and me. Then he reported to Yi Hongyu in a low voice, Captain Yi, Commander Zhao's troops have arrived. Captain Zhang Chao wants to see you. Hearing this, I asked curiously. Zhang Chao? Who's he? Yi Hongyu stared at the middle-aged man approaching in the distance. She said warily, Young Master, he's Commander Zhao Lei's most trusted general. Just then, Zhang Chao and his adjutant stopped in front of us. He greeted us with a fake smile. Captain Yi, it's been half a year. You're as radiant as ever. However, Yi Hongyu didn't even bat an eye and said coldly. Spit it out, the monster tide is almost here. I have no time to catch up. Haha, Captain Yi, you're so fiery. Let's talk business. This time, we'll be working together. It's more efficient to clear them out, but both of our young masters need to level up. If we're mixed together, it's easy to fight over mobs and cause bad blood. So, let's stay out of each other's way. We'll use Zhangzhou County as the boundary. The west side belongs to the Zhao family, and the east side to the Lin family. As for that field boss, whoever gets to it first, wins. The other side is not allowed to interfere. After hearing this proposal, Yi Hongyu didn't agree right away. Although this rule seemed reasonable, she still turned to look at me, seeking my opinion. I put on an indifferent expression and nodded. Fine, seems reasonable enough. After getting my approval, Yi Hongyu said coldly to Zhang Chao, we agree. Now you can get lost. Seeing that his objective was achieved, Zhang Chao didn't say another word. He turned and left with his men. At the same time, inside the Zhao family's camp, Zhao Yu was sitting on a chair. His eyes were closed in rest, his expression full of arrogance. His phone suddenly vibrated. After he answered, he said indifferently, speak. Young Master Zhao, it's done. Sha Qingyue took the 3 million and promised that for the final exam, she won't compete for the top spot. After hearing this news, a scornful smirk appeared on Zhao Yu's lips. Before the smirk could even fade, he casually tossed his phone aside and snorted coldly. My old man just had to waste money on this. An A-rank water mage. Clearing the Abyss dungeon was just a stroke of luck. A teammate beside him immediately started to flatter him. Exactly, how can her damage output even compare to young Master Zhao's S-rank flame mage? That 3 million was fed to the dogs. Just then, Zhang Chao strode back in and reported. Young Master Zhao, it's settled. The east side goes to the Lin family, and the west side is ours. At this time, inside the main hall of the Lin family's temporary camp, Yi Hongyu opened an electronic map. Pointing at a red dot, she reported, Young Master, within a 100-mile radius. Monsters are gathering here. Their levels are between 10 and 40. The first ones are low-level monsters, and the last will be the Thundercloud Stormhawk. Once they appear, the boss should spawn as well. Yi Hongyu saw me nod and spoke again. Young Master, besides these monster lairs, the most crucial thing this time is the wild boss that is guaranteed to spawn. According to the data from headquarters, the boss spawning this time should be between level 25 and 40. As long as we can find and take it down before the Zhao family does, then your level could very likely reach level 16 or even 17. After hearing this, my eyes instantly lit up. Based on the data from professionals who took the major exam in past years, most were around level 10. A few elites could reach levels 13 to 15. If I can reach level 16, then it's safe to say that in the examination hall, I'll absolutely tower over everyone else. Just as I was thinking, an adjutant suddenly came running over. He saluted and reported loudly, reporting, "Captain Yi. The first wave of monsters has arrived 3 kilometers ahead." Hearing this, Yi Hongyu's expression turned stern. She instantly entered a combat stance. "Proceed according to the original plan. Chitu, Ehu, you two go lure the monsters from the outside. I'll stay here to protect the young master. Once you find any trace of the boss, send a signal immediately. Yes, we guarantee we will complete the mission." Half an hour later, on the east side of Sunset Canyon, 3 towering earthen walls formed a fortress. Inside the camp, I was lying on my side, holding a glass of iced watermelon juice. Beside me, a maid was holding a tablet. Comedy movie was playing on it. I took a sip of my watermelon juice, feeling very content. Meanwhile, atop the 5-meter-high earthen wall, Yi Hongyu stood ramrod straight, vigilantly watching the surroundings from her high vantage point. Suddenly, Yi Hongyu called out, "Young master, the monsters are here." As soon as she finished speaking, a wasteland demon wolf with a broken leg was forcefully thrown in from outside the wall by a Hu. My fireball spell shot out, killing it instantly. However, the fireball spell in my sea of consciousness protested. I said I wanted to fight 10. What's the point of fighting them one by one? Seeing this, I sighed helplessly. I shouted up to the top of the wall, "Sister Yi, throw in some more. Send them in by the dozen." Hearing this, Yi Hongyu was slightly taken aback. Seeing her hesitate, I waved my hand and said casually, "It's fine, just throw them in. I'll take responsibility if anything happens." At this, Yi Hongyu didn't say any more. At worst, she'd just have to be a little more careful. After all, she still had the strength to instantly kill a dozen or so low-level monsters. Yi Hongyu shouted to the people outside the wall, "Throw in 15 at once." After hearing the order, the dozen or so subordinates outside the wall were stunned for a moment. Then, they all pushed at the same time, and a full 15 assorted monsters, all beaten half to death, flew over the high earthen wall, falling towards the empty space on the right. But in the next second, an orange-red fireball came whistling out. And the moment it flew out, the fireball trembled violently. It instantly broke apart in midair, splitting into a dense swarm of small fireballs, precisely locking onto every single monster still in the air. Multiple bursting fireballs. Standing atop the wall, Yi Hongyu had the most stunning view. He stood there, dumbfounded, watching the horde of monsters get wiped out in one precise wave, completely stunned. Not only has the young master mastered multiple bursting fireballs, he even split it into 15 orbs at once. As far as he knew, Zhao Yu from the Zhao family could only split it into 4 or 5 at most, and even that was enough to make him known throughout Zhonghai City. He was practically a household name. Then, he lowered his head, his gaze piercing through the lingering smoke to land on me below. Bathed in the firelight, I was still holding that same incredibly carefree, lounging posture, staring at the tablet screen held by the maid, seemingly unfazed by the 15-hit combo just now. Time flew by. The sky over Sunset Canyon grew darker and darker. An adjutant in charge of scouting the perimeter came rushing from the distance with an urgent look on his face. "Report, Captain Yi. We've detected a flock of thundercloud storm eagles 5 kilometers out." Hearing this, Yi Hongyu's eyes sharpened. She immediately ordered the soldiers to their defensive positions. After setting up the line, Yi Hongyu turned to look at me. Her tone softened, but she spoke with an undeniable authority. "Young master, this wave of monsters is generally above level 35. Please don't intervene, just get some rest." After hearing her, I glanced up at the distant, storm cloud-filled sky and gave a very brisk nod. "All right, I'll listen to Sis Yi." Seeing how reasonable I was being, I could clearly feel Yi Hongyu let out a sigh of relief. Just then, the earth shield art in my head started acting up again. "Master, we should run. It's not safe here." "Run, my ass. If they dare fly in here, this master will burn them one by one. If a pair comes, I'll burn the pair. All you do is talk big. Those are monsters over level 35, and we're only level 15. These two jokers were arguing so much it made my head throb. And then, I snapped internally, Both of you, quiet down. Quiet down, Little Earth, Sis Yi and the others are standing guard outside. It's just a few birds. They won't be able to get in. It was followed by a series of sharp, piercing screeches. Thousands upon thousands of giant eagles swarmed out from the depths of the canyon. Yi Hongyu stood on the wall and shouted, "Here they come. All units, get ready. Ranged classes, unleash your skills for me. Bring them down." In that instant, the ranged fighters, who were already poised to strike, attacked at once. Suddenly, a kaleidoscope of colorful skill lights illuminated the dim sky, making it as bright as day. The skills slammed into the horde of monsters. Brilliant fireworks exploded across the sky. Countless thundercloud storm eagles were hit by the skills mid-air. But against this kind of all-out, three-dimensional assault, a breach still appeared in the defensive line. An elite-class storm eagle, using its insane speed, somehow dodged 3 blades and a bursting arrow. With a powerful flap of its wings, it ferociously broke through the outer network of firepower and charged straight for my position. Yi Hongyu was busy dealing with 2 storm eagles flanking her, but she caught sight of this out of the corner of her eye. His face paled. "Young master, watch out." That storm eagle let out a sinister cackle and dove straight down towards me. Seeing this, my mind just exploded. Hey, here it comes. I told you so. See? I told you it wasn't safe. But compared to his hysteria, I was actually quite calm. With so many powerful figures around, I really didn't believe that beast could touch a single hair on my head. Sure enough, an angry roar exploded next to my ear. Stone's eyes flew wide open. His body surged with magical energy, and sharp stone spikes as thick as a bowl shot out from the ground, piercing directly towards the diving storm eagle. The stone spikes impaled its chest, pinning it dead in midair. Then, Stone, panting heavily, wiped the dust from his face. He turned back, grinned at me, and said, "Young master, you weren't scared, were you?" I gave him a thumbs up and praised him sincerely. "Stone, you're so reliable." Crisis averted, but that feeling of overwhelming pressure, so close at hand, was deeply etched into the Earth Shield Technique's mind. That was terrifying. It was so close, just a little bit closer. What if that big oaf had been a second slower? What's the use of a high wall? Without a roof, you're just a sitting duck. What do I do? What do I do? But the principle of the Earth flow wall is to guide the Earth's energy to erupt vertically, making Earth and stone turn 90 degrees horizontally in midair. To form a roof is so hard. As I listened to the Earth Shield Technique's muttering, I was speechless. Why is this guy so dense? Then I casually retorted, "Are you stupid? If you can't build a roof, then just burrow underground." As soon as I said that, the Earth Shield Technique suddenly froze, as if it had been enlightened. That's right, seeing the Earth Shield Technique's frenzied look, my heart skipped a beat. "Now, hold on, Little Earth. Calm down, I was just spitballing. Oh my heavens, Master is a genius. If I burrow underground, who could possibly harm the Master?" Ding, the Earth Shield Technique is frantically analyzing the structure of the Earth. Seeing this, my scalp tingled. I shot upright. "Little Earth, listen to me. There's no oxygen underground. You'll kill someone. Do you understand?" I tried to reason with it, but who would have thought? It completely blocked out my thoughts and even took my warning as a hint about oxygen. It figured that as long as it could prop up an independent space, it would be fine. Ding, the Earth Shield Technique has blocked all external interference and is fully immersed in deducing the new skill. I looked at the notification. Immediately after, that suffocating system notification sound rang out as expected. "Congratulations, your skill, the Earth Shield Technique, driven by an extreme lack of security, has successfully deduced the advanced Earth-style skill, Earth Glide." Ha ha ha, Master, you're incredible. Your words have awakened me from a dream, as expected of my master. Just as those words faded, before I could even react, I felt the ground beneath me soften. That solid, secure feeling of the ground under my feet vanished in an instant. The lounge chair I was on actually started sinking downwards at an astonishing speed. At the same time, atop the 5-meter-high earth wall, Yi Hongyu struck with a backhand slash. A swift slash of light from a blade instantly beheaded an approaching flying beast. Just then, Stone suddenly lowered his head, staring intently at the ground beneath his feet. An abnormally dense vibration was surging up from deep within the earth like a tidal wave. That feeling was back. The maid beside them was completely petrified. He only had time for one last look. at the rapidly shrinking patch of sky above, the sky that belonged to the human world. And at the maid's face, which was filled with terror. Yi Hongyu noticed something was wrong with Stone. She turned to look at him and asked, "What is it? Is it an Earth-type boss?" "Yes, this pure Earth elemental vibration. There's no mistaking it. This field boss is an Earth-type. Do you know its exact location?" Hearing this, Stone pointed at the ground beneath his feet and explained. Before an Earth-type boss spawns, it frantically absorbs the Earth's leyline energy, causing the Earth elements underground to flow and form a huge vortex. As long as we follow the flow of the underground Earth elements, we can find the boss. Yi Hongyu thought for a moment and then asked, "How many people can your Earth glide take?" Stone puffed out his chest with a bit of pride and said, "Theoretically, I can take both you and the young master at the same time." Hearing this, Yi Hongyu nodded decisively. "All right, that's the plan." Two of them turned around at the same time to go get him. The next moment, they both froze. "Where's the young master?" Yi Hongyu's expression changed drastically. In a flash, she jumped directly from the 5-meter-high wall, landing steadily in front of the maid. Her voice carried a rare hint of anxiety. "Where did the young master go?" The maid pointed at the ground and stammered, "Tth the young master, he fell through." Stone, who had just jumped down, froze for a second when he heard this. He asked in confusion, "How did he fall through? There's no pit here." Then, the maid struggled to find her words, gesturing wildly as she explained. Just now, the dirt suddenly became like water, and the young master just, whoosh, fell right through. And then the ground closed up by itself. Stone and Yi Hongyu looked at each other, and both saw the shock in the other's eyes. Stone gulped hard, feeling as if his entire worldview was collapsing. Within a single day, first, he mastered Earth Flow Wall, and right after that, he mastered Earth Glide. Just what kind of monster is he? Model.